Assignment 3, Agents, Attorneys, Managers, Oh My by Christopher Stewart. In this assignment, a situation takes place in which a local band from Florida called the Wonder Boys come upon a large event called Save the Gulf, in which they are invited to play. The sponsor not only wishes to book the band for the event, but also wants to draw a contract relating to the sale of merchandise and publication of a CD. Snake, the band's manager, volunteers to act as the band's agent in negotiation of the contract. Roles. In order to legally carry out this agreement in the state of Florida, roles must clearly be defined and followed. The key roles of the people involved are the manager, the agent, and the attorney. The manager's role is to attend to the day-to-day maintenance of the band and guide their professional career by offering advice, assist in planning, and helping to make decisions. The agent's role is to procure engagements for the band and securing compensation as a result. According to Florida statutes for talent agency regulation, a person or entity must be properly licensed in order to carry out these proceedings. The role of the attorney is to negotiate and deliver any contracts as binding evidence to the band's agreements. What Snake can and cannot do. As mentioned before, Snake is currently the band's manager. Based on the description of this role, Snake does have a say in whether the band should agree to perform the gig or not. As the manager, Snake must always keep in mind the best interest of the band and what direction they are going. However, Snake cannot actually negotiate a contract for the booking of the band because he is not licensed to do so in the state of Florida. According to the rules set forth by Florida, these gigs can only be arranged by licensed talent agents if the outcome is expected to be some sort of compensation. Because the event is called Save the Gulf, it is implied that this will be a nonprofit event. If this is true, there is a possibility that Snake can negotiate the booking for the band's actual performance. But under current circumstances, in accordance with the law, he cannot negotiate the contracts for merchandising and publishing. Also, the negotiation process depends on who is considered to be the artist. It is a possibility that the band can collectively be considered as one artist, and under Florida's law, acting as an agent exclusively to one artist does not require licensure. Snake may be able to negotiate the contract as long as he does not advertise himself as a talent agent in the sense of business identity and is committed only to the Wonder Boys. In almost any case, it is always a good idea to hire an attorney. This is for the purpose of drafting contracts that properly guard against any defamation, compensation discrepancies, and to uphold negotiation points. It is always best to hire someone who has the education and experience to handle this. The need for an attorney to draw a contract from the show is not great, but is most recommended in the case of establishing terms for merchandising and publishing. What band member Clyde can and cannot do. Because Clyde is only a part of the band and is not the said artist himself, he is only limited to the input of the band's decision as a whole. He is allowed to seek legal advice as long as it is not to compromise the integrity of the other band members and must ultimately agree to the wishes of the band as a whole. However, under Florida state law, he can rescind the contract altogether as long as it is within the first 3 days of execution. Conclusion. In the end, if the concert is actually not for profit, it should be okay for Snake to handle performance negotiations, but cannot legally handle agreements that involve compensation. In this case, it is better to hire a legitimate talent agency and lawyer to carry out these tasks.